Okay, so hi, welcome back to my channel here. This is another episode of My Life Orb. If you're new here, hi, this is Tegan Adventures, and My Life Orb is basically kind of like a monthly update on how my life has been doing and how my channel has been doing, as well as how my channel will be doing in maybe the next couple of months or so. But anyway, if you don't want to look at this video while you're listening to it, that's fine. You can do something else while you're listening to my voice. Whatever that's on screen like now isn't going to be important to the rest of the video. So if you want to look away and do something else while you're listening, I'm fine with that as well. But anyway, yeah. In case you might not have realized there is no My Life Orb video in January this year, last month, and that is because life got in the way. My life has been pretty darn hectic since Christmas, because basically what has gone down was Christmas. I went on a holiday with my family to Malaysia, and yeah, came back pretty exhausted. Yeah, and then New Year's Eve came. I celebrated New Year's, uh, and then 2 weeks later, around 2 weeks later, was my birthday. Yay! Happy birthday to me. I'm officially 1 year older, and I'm no longer a teenager. So yeah, congrats to me, I guess, for making it through all this way, and emerging out the other end as an adult. So so yeah, and that uh basically for like the third week of January, that whole week was like basically making a whole big deal about how grandiose it is, I guess, that momentous occasion of me transitioning over from teenager to adult. So yeah, I guess yeah, let's just I guess let's just move on from that. This is in fact my second take of this video, because the first time I recorded this episode of My Life Orb, I got pretty darn uh you know emotional here. So basically, basically how this channel will be doing is that you know I wouldn't be uploading as frequently as I used to. Like, back when I started the channel 5 years ago, I was 16 at the time. Like I was uploading 5 videos a week, like two use some videos, two ORAS videos, and one Pogo video, like every single week, and each video was like at least a half hour long. And oh boy, I wish I still had the time to edit down those to make those videos, to edit down those videos, to think of like a catchy title and description, to think of like to design the thumbnails, even to post it up on social media. Which now looking at it, I have recently taken down my Facebook page because I decided it was no longer worth the effort and time to maintain a Facebook page anymore. But don't worry, my Instagram is still up and running. My Twitter is still up and running, because I still view those as valuable extensions of my YouTube channel, and honestly, they're not going anywhere anytime soon, unless I decide they are no longer worth my time, which is probably very unlikely, honestly speaking. But anyway, as for what I've already planned on this channel, I've already planned out all the tracks for my two music collections. The Road of Time, which is a neo jazz music collection of some of our favorite Nintendo themes, which include two tracks from Animal Crossing and one track from Final Fantasy. So do look forward to seeing those on the channel. They should be up. All of them should be up by spring. So by the end of March, basically. So all of those, the entire collection should be out. Yeah, by the end of March. as for A Jolly Good Time, my other music collection, which is like a big band jazz cover, basically big band jazz covers of some popular hit songs in the 80s and 90s. I've already planned out 6 tracks for them. I've already finished all the arrangements like a month ago, in fact. But by the looks of it, only 5 would be released because one of them is just so much crappier than the others. Like, holy frick, you guys! Looking back on that arrangement, I don't think I can even call it a decent arrangement. It's like more of like a Frankenstein of like 2 different songs with differing meter, differing genres even. Like just weirdly Frankenstein together with some awkward transition between the 2 songs. And honestly, I feel kind of even ashamed to be calling it an arrangement. It's more of like a conglomeration rather than an arrangement. So yeah, I mean, looking back on my entire YouTube music cover experience, I've not been using real instruments this entire time. If you have if you have not noticed, I've been using MIDI for this for my entire time on YouTube during doing music covers, because with all of that nonsense getting in the way, college stuff, life stuff, family stuff, it's hard to find the time to even play those instruments, if you can even play those instruments. Some of my big band jazz covers have like oboe, saxophone, clarinet. I don't even play any wind instruments. Neither do I have any friends who can play, or any contacts who can play wind instruments, or violin, or like string instruments for that matter. Yeah, I know I do play the electric guitar, but like none of my covers involve the electric guitar in any way, shape, or form. So, yikes! That's a pretty big, pretty big oof on my end. May, I'm for the foreseeable future at least, I may not be able to churn out real instruments for these song covers. Yeah, I mean, granted, I've already been working well with just MIDI alone, and yeah, I'm just happy sticking to free programs like MuseScore for my arranging, GarageBand for my EQ mixing and mastering, and yeah, I'm just sticking with the programs that I already own and can easily download for free, because like seriously, I am in a time crunch and a money crunch. Like I'm on a really tight budget here, both time and money budget. So any any time and money that I can save is of course going to be a huge benefit for me. But yeah, I'm pretty darn sad to say that you know this channel is no longer the grind. I'm no longer committing to like the grindiness of the channel. Of course, I still feel the need to respect the channel that I've created. Like, I still need to take care of this channel, like how you'll take care of a pet or a child or any living being that needs, feeding. It needs, someone to take care of it, someone to clean up for it, just like a pet. And so, yeah, you basically need someone to tend to it. Yeah, so that's where I'll be occasionally looking at the channel, like maybe on the weekends when I'm free, or like whenever I find like little pockets of time during my very busy life to actually look at the channel. So yeah, definitely uploads gonna slow down here, and sometimes I might not even find something on my life orb to talk about, because like genuinely these past 2 months apart from my birthday have been relatively uninteresting. Like there's Christmas, New Year's, my birthday, and then like 3 weeks of nothingness, and then that's where we are today. So yeah, I mean that's yeah, I just feel that my life is kind of dull recently. But that's not to say that I'm you know half-assing the channel or I'm lazy. I'm still actively trying to find that adventure, which is pretty hard to do in COVID times. You know, back when I started the channel 5 years ago, I I was basically like big balls, a big balls kind of guy. You know, very reckless, very careless, and yeah, I was constantly pushing to find that one bit of adventure, like that one, bit of thrill, even if it, you know, could have endangered someone or put someone on the line or could have made someone feel bad or whatever. Back then I didn't really care about these things, which I do now, which yeah, for, unfortunately kind of let uh I kind of let all these things like you know kind of get in the way, basically, like how other people would have felt about what I was doing, all because I sought after that thrill, that sense of like adrenaline and adventure that I wanted to seek out. Every to me every step is kind of like an adventure. One step into the outside world, it's kind of like a step into the unknown. Like you never know what you're gonna expect in this wild world out there. Like you, basically, I mean, you can make your life as predictable as you want it to be. You can make your life as grindy as you want it to be, and there's nothing wrong with that, in all honesty. But you know, after a while, that grindiness kind of slowly fades into just dullness, into a lack of excitement, which is what I felt when I was on the massive grind on this channel. And that was what I felt on this massive grind, just to keep my my GPA in check. But anyway, now that the grind is done, the massive channel grind is done. I can relax I can relax a bit, take things a little bit easier on myself, and yeah, just focus on rebalancing out my life in general. And one thing I've been improving is, the way I eat and the way I try and stay healthy. Because let's be honest here, I have been eating like crap because of the freaking COVID situation right now. Like I've been basically, basically in 2020 and 2021, I've been basically stuck like right here, like for most of my waking hours, and I've been basically putting junk in my body, like stuff like one thing I realize about my pandemic food is it contains a lot of sugar, and it contains a lot of dairy, like cheese, which, like, seriously, it's now that I look back on it, it has been like causing me to really really give me a huge pain in the stomach. Like literally, I don't know how I thought I could like cope with the COVID stress just from like eating all that sugar. Of course, it gave me the temporary bliss, the temporary you know endorphins. When 2 years later, it gives me you know something else to stress about, aka how can I get rid of all that weight. and how can I, you know, how can I get out there and explore? How can I get my butt moving and like try and like get some decent exercise in without potentially getting the Omicron? Well, that's a balance I'll have to figure out on my own, and that's a balance that I hope everyone has figured out. Yeah, so that's just kind of me venting on my struggles right there. I yeah, this is a pretty heavy topic for me, and yeah, I just want to put it like out there. Okay, so this is a completely different clip here. I'm recording this the day after the previous clip you've just seen. So I realized I forgot to put an outro to this episode of My Life Orb because when I was recording that take, I got a little bit emotional back then, so I decided to stop the clip prematurely. And yeah, so basically what I said in that outro was that there'll definitely be more adventures coming to the channel soon, depending on how my life pans out in the next couple of months, because the next couple of months are gonna be hectic. Like the next 2 months or so, I'll be yeah basically putting YouTube on the back burner, focusing on more important issues with myself, some very personal issues that I'm very uncomfortable sharing on YouTube or on social media for that matter. So I mean, not saying that I will never share these things. I might share these things when I grow a bit more comfortable with them, and I have adjusted to this new lifestyle of mine. Aggressive air quotes here. Of course, once COVID is gone, once the whole once the whole pandemic is gone, yeah, things will definitely change for better or for worse. I think we all have to adapt during this COVID situation, and I think we have already seen massive change because of COVID, because of the pandemic, and yeah, it's only a matter of time before you know situations change and adapt and evolve. You know, that's what makes humans human, right? Our ability to adapt to different situations throughout history. In fact, not just yeah, throughout history, humans, Homo sapiens, have been defined by their adaptability to different climates, to different situations. If you've studied any bit of evolutionary biology, you know this, that we spread out from Africa. Homo sapiens spread out from Africa and colonized the entire world. And it is only because we could adapt to various situations, social situations, various climates, various diets, various ways of life, that we could eventually go global and colonize the earth. So yeah, that's basically it for this episode of My Life Orb. Again, this is Taken Adventures, and I'll see you next time.